Tua make a throw in the pocket with people around him, and let's see if he can do it. And that, to me, is still a big question with Tua as we go forward.
Well, and those last two plays, it was Tua with an opportunity to make the throw, and
they're telling you how they played
short of the mark. And then on fourth down, they the all-out blitz.
We're putting it on you.
Messed
you
him up enough, and he fumbled it.
Exactly right.
Here's Tua from after the game talking about those final two plays for the Dolphins offense in the 21-14 loss.
Ian said that was just miscommunication, and in big time moments, those things like that can happen. So, I got to throw a better ball. It was just miscommunication there. And then with the last play of the game, I'm always going to blame myself. I got to catch the ball. So whether that's getting in a better position to catch it or whatever it is, can't end the game like that when we have an opportunity like that against a really good team.
I love Tua, but I'm not ready to accept that it was a miscommunication, because if that was the ball he was supposed to throw, it was getting picked off. I don't know in what world that throw gets caught.
The only thing I think is, was he supposed to adjust to an out route? Was it supposed to be maybe
just the way it just kind of?
I know. Was it supposed to be
up in the air?
Like, oh wait, we got blitz. You got to adjust it here. I don't know. I need to take a closer look when I watch the coach's film there. But yeah, it's
and it's okay if it was a bad throw.
Yeah,
I just think it was a bad. It happens. It was a bad throw. The ball didn't come out right. The ball, he lost grip on it. Whatever. I just think that he had him. If that wasn't the intended throw,
right,
and that if he would have been in position to catch it, the defensive back would have been in position to pick it off.
Yeah.
The way that ball just kind of went up and came right down. So the Dolphins are now 6-3.
Yeah.
They've got their bye week next, and then they've got the Raiders. They're at the Jets, the Black Friday game, first ever, 3 o'clock Eastern, coming up on November 24th. They're at the Commanders. Okay, so that's 3 games they could win. I don't know what's going to happen at the Jets, because who knows with the Jets? Who knows, right? Who knows what happens?
You don't.
Then it's the Titans on a Monday night, which is another one that, okay. And then they got the Jets again at home. But here's how it ends for the Dolphins. Cowboys, at Ravens, Bills.
Yeah. That's
3 big games.
Right.
And, we talked earlier about the Bills. It may come down to Week 18 for them to get in. It may come down to Week 18 for the Dolphins to win the division. The Jets aren't going away. The Jets get a win tonight, and they are right smack dab in the middle of all of it. What a crazy division. But, yeah, the Dolphins have to start. And I don't know. So when you look at these games coming up, based upon their history, beat the bad teams, lose to the good teams, we see him beat the Raiders. Do you see him beat the Jets in New York?
Yeah,
Does that fall into the category of one they'll win?
I think that's a coin toss. I do. I think that defense will be able to make the game ugly and kind of do what we've seen to Miami in their 3 losses, where it doesn't function well. All of a sudden, it's a 17, 20-point type of football game, and the Jets thrive in those kind of.
So that's a maybe. That's a maybe.
Right.
At the Commanders is a win.
Yeah.
The Jets at home. I'm getting ahead of myself here. The Jets at home, though, they eventually get them. That's enough. You're more likely to say they win that one since it's at home.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Right.
The Titans is a win, right?
Yeah, I would think so. The Tennessee can make it maybe make the game ugly too. Control the ball, run the ball a little bit, take away some of those tricks we talk about. But I would expect them to win.
Cowboys in Miami is going to be interesting.
Yes,
Cowboys in Dallas, we'd say the
Eve.
Cowboys would win. Cowboys in Miami, I don't know. But if they can't beat good teams, they're not going to beat the Cowboys.
They're going to pose problems for them. And we can see when you have a good defensive line, Miami struggles, and they don't run the ball the same. And all of a sudden, people are around Tua, and he's not I'm going to throw lasers around the field with people around me in the pocket collapsing. That's not the kind of quarterback he is. He's a space quarterback.
At the Ravens is night for the Dolphins unless Lamar Jackson gets injured again in December.
Yeah, or
I
they
hate
have
to
like
say
the number
that,
one seed blowed up.
Yeah, exactly, and they're just pulling everybody out.
Right.
And then the Bills Week 18, like we said, but they could go 12-5.
Yeah,
12-5, not out of the question for the Dolphins.
No.
Win the division. They need a home game in South Florida to advance. But when you take that show on the road to face great teams in January, that's when it's going to end. At Cincinnati, at Kansas City, at Baltimore. Those are the 3 places that I think the end of the road comes for the Miami Dolphins this year, unless yesterday's experience in Germany gives them something where they're not freaked out in a big moment and we don't have these these glitches that we saw at the end of the game
right.
from Tua. You just got to get to the point where you eliminate those glitches, because that's the difference between winning and losing. And in the playoffs, it's the difference between advancing and going home.
Definitely. It's they need to become battle tested, right? They got to be able to show that they can win some of these ugly football games where it's not a track meet and it's a 7-on-7 flag football game, and all of a sudden it becomes all about physicality and win the line of scrimmage and all that. Can they win those kind of games? And that's what we're still waiting to see with the Miami Dolphins. That's the crazy thing with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are doing that week in and week out. The Chiefs are almost the vice versa version of that. I go, can they beat the elite teams in football continuing to play like this, right? Can they beat the Ravens and the Bengals and the Jaguars and whoever else I'm missing there in the AFC to go, the way they're playing right now, relying on the defense, the offense being
They already
very
beat the Jaguars
spotty.
like that.
Yeah, they did early in the year, right? 17-9. It was a struggle. But I guess I'm still amazed by the style of football in which they're playing, how much they're relying on the defense. I know they got Mahomes, and he's one of the greatest of all time. But, as we see again yesterday, after the first drive, Miami kind of got a feel for them. Okay, wait, we know what to do. They start to get bold and go, wait, we can cover these guys man-to-man. There's nobody that scary. They start to dabble in that a little bit. And all of a sudden, the Chiefs can't do jack diddly squat, right? So that's where I just wonder as we go forward, is their offense going to be able to execute at a high enough level that it's going to be able to beat the upper echelon teams in the AFC? That's really a crazy question. I can't believe I'm saying it.
The Bengals are the ones I worry about, because even when the Chiefs are exercising their offense at a high level, the Bengals still
keep up with
can
it.
go with
and
them
the Ravens
toe-to-toe.
look like they might be going that way too, where their offense might be so good it doesn't matter. Like, you got to keep up with them a little bit here. So we'll see where it goes. The AFC, I think, is the AFC is just, it's phenomenal. After yesterday, I came away thinking, man, is the AFC, how good is it? How good is actually the NFC? I think is what I really want to ask, right? I mean, we've seen the Bengals, wipe the floor with the 49ers, beat the Seahawks, right? We saw what they did to the Bills last night.
Look what the Ravens did to the Lions and
exactly.
the Seahawks.
That's what I was going to say. That's where I was going with this. Exactly. The Ravens absolutely annihilating two of the best teams in the NFC. So,
hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.